Hi, my name is Miss Pam, and I'm from Building Blocks Child Development Center here in Spencer, West Virginia, and I have a book and a science project to do with you today. Our book is called Geraldine's Big Snow. And there's Geraldine, and she's waiting, looking out the window. Geraldine brought her new sled down from the attic and put her boots near the door. "I'm ready," she said. "It will come faster if you don't watch so much," Mama told her. But Geraldine wanted to watch. "Tell me again what Papa heard on the radio," she said. "This is the last time, Geraldine, Mama scolded. "He heard that there is a big storm coming and that there will be at least a foot of snow." "How much is a foot?" Geraldine asked. Mama held out her hand. "Wow," Geraldine said, sucking in her cheeks. "But when?" "Soon," said Mama. "Very soon." Geraldine put on her hat and her jacket. "I'm going to go outside and wait." "Good," said Mama. Hey, Mama's getting a little annoyed with Miss Geraldine asking over and over again about the snow. "Hello, Geraldine," said Mrs. Wilson, who was coming home from the market. "You bought a lot of apples," Geraldine said. Mrs. Wilson nodded. "It will be hard to go shopping when the snow comes." Geraldine walked along with her eyes on the sky until she bumped into Mr. Peters, who was coming home from the library. "Afternoon, Geraldine," Mr. Peters grumbled as he picked up his books. "I'm sorry," Geraldine said. "I was watching for the snow." Mr. Peters cleared his throat. "Better get plenty of good books to read." Geraldine stopped to watch Mr. Harper put seeds in the bird feeder. "Birds get hungry in the snow," he said. Uncle Albert was watching the snowplow, attaching the snowplow to his truck. He waved to Geraldine, and Geraldine waved back. Geraldine started to sing. "It's coming, it's coming, it's coming." She sang all the way home and watched the sky. But by supper time, there was still no snow, and Geraldine was weary from watching. "Maybe it isn't really coming," she said. "Maybe the man on the radio is wrong. Maybe Mrs. Wilson and Mr. Peters and Mr. Harper and Uncle Albert are all wrong." Geraldine took a last look out the window. A star was hiding behind a cloud, and she watched it until she fell asleep. Then in the night it came. Softly and quietly, millions of snowflakes piled up on houses and trees. They made soft mounds on the streets and in the park, and beautiful crystals on the window. Geraldine heard Uncle Albert's snowplow before she opened her eyes. "It's here!" she shouted. "It's here!" Mrs. Wilson got right to work making apple pies. Mr. Peters sat in front of the fireplace reading. Mr. Harper counted 11 finches and 3 cardinals at his bird feeder. And Geraldine took her sled to the top of the highest hill in the park and coasted all the way down. The end. Well, Geraldine was waiting and waiting and waiting for that snow. And she kept asking her mama, "Is it time? Is it time? Is it time? Is it time?" You ever do that to your mommy and your daddy or your person, your adult? And they're like, "Would you please just stop for a minute? And it's going to be here. It's going to come." Snow is kind of one of them things that it's kind of hard to tell exactly when it's going to start. We even have scientists called meteorologists. And these meteorologists, it's their job to tell us when it's going to snow and how much snow we're going to get, and if it's going to rain, or if the sun's going to shine. And they're scientists. And they're really smart. And sometimes even they don't get it right. So weather's just something that just happens. And there's not really a whole lot we can do about it. We can't make it stop raining. We can't make it start snowing. We just have to kind of wait. But can we make it snow? I actually have a science experiment, and it's called a snowstorm in a jar. You wait till you see this one. Okay, so we're going to put our book away from our science experiment so we know it doesn't get messed up. So I have a bottle here, and I have a bottle with a lid, but I have to take this lid off, okay? So we're going to take this lid off. And I have some paint. Now this is acrylic paint, and I use acrylic paint because acrylic paint, I'll show you here in just a second. I'll get some out of here. When you put acrylic paint in water, we put our lid back on. I'm going to give it a shake. It kind of looks like milk, okay? It's all mixed up in here, and it's all milky looking, all white, real thin paint in there. So now we are going to put some oil in our jar. We're going to see what happens. All right, so we're going to pour our oil in our jar. And it's coming up. All right, so now we have our oil in our jar, and we have our paint in our jar. We kind of have to let it sit for just a little bit. So what that's happening is the oil, I'm going to see if I can go this way. The paint is down here, okay, and the oil sits on top of it. And it's a little foamy on top where I kind of shook it up a little bit. But there we have it. Our paint is on the bottom and our oil is on the top. Okay, so now to make it snow in this jar, it's just going to look like it's going to snow. It's not real snow, because remember, that makes snow, we have to be a cloud, and I'm not a cloud. I have to be way up in the sky, and I'm not way up in the sky. And it has to be winter. Well, it's winter outside, but I'm not a cloud, and I'm not way up in the sky. So I really can't make it snow. But it's going to look like it's going to snow in our jar. All right, so I have Alka-Seltzer, okay? This is something that your adult has to do, okay? So this is a package of Alka-Seltzer, and what we're going to do is we're going to open it, and inside you have these tablets, okay? And what these are actually like baking soda, okay? And they're squished down really, really hard, and what we're going to do is we're going to kind of push on it, and we're going to break it up into some pieces, okay? And then when we get our pieces, are you ready? We're going to drop our pieces down in the bottom. Now, can you see it start to bubble just a little bit? You see it? This is our snow. If you look, it's going up, and the little bubbles, let me turn around here a little bit better. Let me see something a little bit better. See how it's going up the sides? And, Justin, can you see it if I turn it sideways? Alright, we're going to turn on our side like this. And see all the little things coming to the top? And when they get to the top, they fall right back down, and it actually looks like snow falling in there. Now, if you want to get a lot of it going, put some more of your Alka-Seltzer in there. When it gets to the bottom, there we go. Now we've got lots of snow falling in our jar. And there you have it, a snowstorm in a jar. Now, I have some dots on the sides of mine, because I had to do mine in something like this, okay, that I could keep it all in. Now, you could do it in a glass jar, and so you can get, it's going really good now. And then snowballs are falling right back down. They slide up and they slide right back down. That's because the water and the oil doesn't mix, okay? The oil is actually lighter than the water and the paint, okay? And the paint and the oil, they won't mix together because the paint has water in it too. So, that is a snowstorm in a jar. We got one more tablet. We'll put it in there whole and see what happens. So, you ready? All the way down. Oh, it's going faster. If you have yours in a jar, there it's going real fast. It's snowing a lot now. If you have yours in a jar, then you can also make sure that it doesn't come off the top of your jar. We're going to put the lid back on. And then we're going to hope that we don't make it explode. Alright, so there's our snowstorm in a jar. Alright, well that's it for me today. I hope you had fun and I hope you learned a little bit. And maybe you can make a snowstorm in a jar at your house. I'll see you later. Bye.